We are starting KC4. In KC4 Target A, we have three sections for notes. So there's three different sections for Target A. The first one is that we are going to be using the arithmetic sequence and the function notation. Again, arithmetic sequence, we already used it for our Unit 3, which is that AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. Don't forget that we are going to label all of them. We're going to change A1. Remember, A1 is the first number on the sequence, right? We also changed the letter D because that's the difference. Remember, that's whether it's telling us if it's adding by 2, subtracting by 2. So it's letting us know how much are we going to add and subtract. So this is a change. How much is it changing by? So we're going to use that equation. Again, it should be like a review. The new equation is the function notation. So it's this one. It's called the function. All right. It's y equals mx plus b. The m is also going to change and the b is going to change. M is also your change. So that means that d equals m. That means that whatever number I'm going to use for the arithmetic sequence for the letter D, that's the same number I'm going to use for the letter M for the next equation, for the new one. The one that we have to actually do some math to figure it out is going to be letter B. Okay, B is a starting point when X is 0. Therefore, we need to find A0. A0 is going to give you the number that belongs to B. So again, A1 and A0 is not the same thing. So you should not be putting the same number for A1 and letter B. As you can see, I changed the colors. A1 is in purple because it's a different number. D and M is in blue because they're both the same. And B is in green because it's a different number. So these are the two equations that we're going to use. Again, it shouldn't be anything new. It shouldn't be hard. It's a review. So here we go. Make sure you read every part of the question. As you can see, I even put the problem in bold. It says a tree is currently 10 feet and grows 2 feet per year. So currently, that means that that's how much is starting. That's your A1. And it grows 2 feet, growing 2. That means that that's a change. This is going to be letter D and M. Okay. First question, it says model this scenario with the arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic, that's the AN. Okay, what's my A1? My A1, and I'm going to change my colors here. My A1, again, is 10, because that's A1. And it grows by 2, so it's going to be plus n minus 1 times 2. That's my D, my change. Okay, next one, we write the explicit form of the sequence using the function notation. That's the y equals mx plus b. So y equals, again, I'm going to write on top the whole equation, mx, right? Remember I told you m is your change, so then I do 2 because that's my change. X plus b. That's the one that I need to figure it out. And how are you going to figure out b? Well, I'm going to do a table for you. And hopefully it makes sense with the table. If you understand it without the table, then you don't have to do the table when you do your practice or your quiz or your test. All right, it's a number line. It starts with 0, 1, 2. So, and I could keep going. I could keep going to A3, A4, and so on. But I really don't want to figure out the rest of them. Okay, this is like the question that you had in the KC3 test where they ask you for the 5 first terms. Remember? Well, now you need to go and do the opposite. A1, again, A1 is 10, right? I'm getting it for this right here, from this information right here, 10. The difference is telling me how much you're going to add and subtract. Well, it's a growing, so you're going to be adding to go forward because A2, whatever goes after, is adding 2, right? It would be 12 and 14 and 16 and so on and so on. Right? We understand that part. Well, remember, we need to figure out the A0. So instead of going forward, I need to go backwards. So every time you do the opposite, so we're doing backwards, then you're going to do the opposite of adding, which is subtracting 2. So 10 minus 2 gives me 8, and that's the number that goes in here. So my answer for this is that y equals 2x plus 8. For the next question, it says, how tall will the tree be in 5 years? You have two options. You wrote two equations in option A or option B. You can use both of the equations. It's up to you which one you want to use. You don't have to use both. You can pick one. I'm going to show you how to use both of them and then how to get the same answer, okay? So option A. That's with the an. An equals 10 plus n minus 1 times 2. And again, I'm just rewriting the equation for question 1a. Okay? And again, the question is asking you to find how much is in 5 years. This is the unknown. Well, every time we write the unknown, remember that's for n. So I'm going to plug in 5 here. I'm going to put 5 because that's how much they're asking me. So I have 10 plus 5 minus 1 times 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. So now I have 10 plus 4 times 2. I need to multiply 4 times 2 gives me 8. So 10 plus 8 gives me 18. So my answer is 18. The tree will be 18 feet tall in 5 years. Okay. Option B. Y equals 2x plus 8. And again, my unknown is your x. So I'm going to plug in 5 for x. I don't know if you know, but 2 with x, so any number with a variable, in between there's a multiplication sign. So this is saying 2 times 5. So let me write it. 2 times 5 plus 8. I need to multiply first before I add the 8. So 10 plus 8. So it gives me 18. So both equations gave me the same answer. Again, you don't have to do both of them. You pick and choose. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do one more and then you're on your own. It says the sunflower is currently 4 feet. Currently means this is A1. And it grows 6. This is my D equals M. So both of them are changing. Okay, this is my change. This is my A1. And again, as you can see, I'm keeping the same colors all the time. So the first question, model this scenario with the arithmetic sequence, is an equals 10, because that's A1, plus n minus 1 times the difference, which is 6. The next equation, you have to write the function notation. Y equals m is your change, so it's 6x plus b. That's the one I have to figure out. Well, again, let's do our table here. And again, like I said, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. It just helps me out. A0, A1, and A2. A1 is 10. The difference means that I'm adding 6. So this will be 16, but that's not the one I'm trying to find, okay? I'm trying to find the A0, so I need to go backwards. To go backwards, I need to subtract 6. So 10 minus 6 gives me 4. So that means that this right here is my answer, plus 4. And the next one, how tall will the tree be in 10 years? This is my unknown, okay? I can plug in for n or x. Depends on which equation you're going to use. I'm going to use the second one. Y equals 6x plus 4. I'm going to plug in 10 for here. And remember, it's 6 times x. So it's 6 times 10. Okay, so 6 times 10 is 60 plus 4. My answer is 64. All right, you are going to be doing the next 3 problems on your own.